Alright, so here you guys can get a good look of what happened. So, what do you call it? It's like kind of the main damage there. The tip of the frame rail, like the beginning of the frame, it looked like, like kicked out, but it also looking at like here, um, you know, you see that angle there, and then compared to this side here, um, it bowed out. So I don't know. I need to pull that down about a half inch. Um, and honestly, I could get away with not having to pull it down. It's just this kicking up, but I mean, I could put like a piece of metal and then beat that down. But the real thing is, to pull that down. The frame rail doesn't look bent. I don't know. It's just might be my eye. But once I cut this out, and I'll leave this upright here. Same thing here. Cut this out. Leave this upright. And this is where I'm kind of getting to what I might do. If I do that, then I can bring this whole thing, get rid of that. I have to put a support for that torsion bracket down there, but that'd be simple. But what I was ultimately thinking about doing was cut like maybe right here, or maybe in the middle, or right here. Might just maybe leave all that and then bolt something from there, even have my tube go from there to there. There's nothing in here except for the wire loom that it's like whatever. But yeah, so what I'm thinking about doing is just bracing out this whole thing and then use it to bolt. There's one bolt right there, like a nut inside there, that's same way there. Maybe I'd use some tabs, hook that up, and then also put like a nut and bolt through here, until I get rid of this stuff, and then the other radiator I can see. Every time I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I can just chop this out and then put square tubing and square it out and do all that. But I just haven't fully committed. If I come in here and I chop it off, then yeah. But the good thing is, let's say if I want to replace, any of all this, or not replace, sorry, pull out the motor, I could just unbolt here, there, and then on that frame rail, on the frames, and then I can pull this motor out like kind of straight. I don't have to really get all finicky with it and go at this crazy angle, then come in and then beat up the firewall, and then because a lot of times is clearing this radiator support. So I saw this one. It's a red S13 with a S15 front. But what we ended up doing was chopping off here and here, and then just doing a tube front. Ultimately that's what I could do, but that's what I might do. And then what I could possibly do is come out forward more, to get some more space. But again, it's until I get this IC. But for the most part, I can cut all that lower radiator support out, and then worry about the torsion bracket. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have some ideas. Everyone, modifies these cars after, put bash bars and all that, because that's ultimately what I may want to do as well, since I don't have no bumper support. Just come here and put like a bash bar that might even tie into that existing one. And if it's just inside the radiator, it's just going to be all square tubing, and I'll just work with 45-degree cuts if I need an angle. It's going to be hidden. So that's another option, because then 1-inch square tubing by 4 foot is about $14 from Home Depot. The aluminums are like 25, but you want to do it out of steel for some support in case this ever were happening again. So I don't know. If not, you guys can help me decide, but that's what I'm kind of figuring. Even so, I could bring all this forward instead of being back here, because that was one of my issues with the radiator, that it had to sit in front of this guy. But with this guy being out, I can build something that goes down, and then just lower would be for the radiator to sit. So I think that's the route I am going to be going, and then I don't have to worry about, you know, more fans and coolants. And then I already bought a radiator for an SR20, and I've always contemplated this when I was with the KA, because the KA top outlet is over here and the SR is over here, and so it'll be much easier just for me to go like this to the outlet there, similar like what Supras have. So I bought that. That'll come, and then I'm probably gonna order the heat shield for that, since those will be the right ones. I just want to make sure the fans are the same size. Yeah, let me stop rambling. Alright guys. Alright, so this is the next morning. It's been about 23 hours since this occurred, and the only thing I'm just kind of aggravated about is how, you know, this area, this frame rail kind of got pushed up. So, you know, that's the only thing I'm really pissed off about. Everything else, because the way I had the radiator sitting in front here, this was blocking like a good portion of it on the bottom. So you know, cutting this out and doing all that, that doesn't, you know, really bother me. Then I was watching the fabrication series last night, and he ended up, you know, tubing the front and did like a lower support. So that's what you know, really, my thing is, you know, I'll probably do something to where, you know, like I said, it's gonna bolt up on the sides, and then do like a piece that comes back and then bolts the torsion brackets to that, and then like I said, on the sides, and then probably come out. So it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna be like a square, because you know, this radiator, or I mean, it could. I not until I get the radiator, I don't know. I mean, once I chop this off and get that out, then I can kind of position everything I want. But I need that other radiator in place. So, and then even last night I had to get some stuff for the house, and I was like, oh, okay. So this is what I plan on using. It's 1-inch square steel tubing. You see, this is, well, it's upside down for you guys now, but anyhow, this is what we will be using to tackle this. And you know, I'll make everything boltable, so weld that all together like a nice little cage, and then, you know, see about getting this fixed to the existing. I plan on, you know, keeping this, since this is already lined up with there, and then maybe I can, you know, cut here and just do that. I don't know. I mean, until I get parts and line up, then I can get creative. But I was watching this one picture. It was a red one. I think I mentioned it already, and he kind of did that. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe later today I'm gonna come here and start cutting out that, and then take out that headlight, and then see, yeah, like what's what, because it did kick it up a bit. So, all right, later.